What's up? What's up? I'm running a little bit behind, but hey, I'm here. None other than Reek, R-E-E-K, Master of Ceremony, Proprietor of Two Coup de Khan, and as I always say, sole proprietor. It's no one else that runs Coup de Khan but myself, other than the people I let take over from time to time. But this isn't the time for the takeover. It's just me, and hopefully we can spark a conversation. And with that being said, I'm gonna add the hotline number right soon and possible right now, so we can get this conversation going. I got the number right on hand, so it should be no issue. So let me go ahead and post it. Let me see. Okay. Type it in. There it goes. There it goes. Hopefully it goes. I don't know what it's doing, but let's see. Well, at least it should be posted. I don't know what's going on. It's spinning on my end now. How can it spin with my own device? That just let you know the powers that should doing things that are uncopacetic because it's not even posted. Hold on, let me try it again. This is crazy. I should have brought my third device. Tried it from there. It's crazy. This might not even get going because they playing so hard. Matter of fact, I actually talked to a technical things that's only seen you know still not letting me pin it. So the it's been willing on both ends. On my main device, on my I research to see iPad. They probably got a from talking about on but up as a melanated people, I don't even claim black. Say one out the whole year. No, we go 360. It ain't no one designated month to remember devastating what they call stat. It's way beyond that. Of us that have melanin pigmentation. My feed, I'm still gonna before I got so when at first it was doing like if I did a video, it will post like say maybe within 15 to 5 minutes time. Now they're going back to a whole day. Matter of fact, I checked in with Famo earlier, and he said he tried to watch one of my lives yesterday. And matter of fact, I sent him the link. As soon as I sent him the link, he clicked on it, and it spin wheeled him. And then after he got to watching for at least about a good 10-20 minutes, then it just knocked him off completely. So that lets you know they're doing it through technical issues. They're like, oh, it's a technical issue why the stuff is not getting disseminated. No, you're doing it on purpose because if you was to do it blatantly, it'd be hell to pay about that. But since it's really not any other platforms that are at the level of this Google entity, it's not too many other areas you could go. I don't even count no Facebook. I don't count no IG. I ain't never had no IG, and I ain't never had no Facebook. It's just something about them. Them to me is the main people. I mean, besides this platform, because we know how they done kicked off certain people for just speaking their mind and basically revealing facts that I think people can go ahead and research on themselves. I don't even try to tell nobody believe what I say. The information I put up, go seek it out for yourself. If you see something else, go seek that out too. And it's more than one search engine. It's more than just this particular that's brother and sister to this platform called Google. It's other search engines you can use. I advise you to do that, because this one they don't try to recommend certain pages that they feel may get people to think alternatively, to get people to essentially remove their mind from being stuck on idiotic. I don't want to say, because now you dang near gotta censor your words, because then they say, oh, you said this word, and this particular word is more offensive to eggshell head people. The eggshell head people can't take certain kind of dialect and dialogue like this. So you got to use other words. You got to essentially expand your vocabulary so they can't hinder what you're saying, because they'll simply just all that we didn't find that able to post. We just knocked it off. And as far as trying to really reach out to somebody, you got to reach out on other platforms and essentially make a big stink about it, because if you try to go directly from this platform about something, essentially they're sending you to an algorithm, and then they're categorizing like, oh, we get so many calls like that, we just got sections where you can just read, and hopefully that helps you. No, actually talking to an actual person. Just like when you think about it like this, when you do business with one of these banking franchises, that's what I call them, their banking franchise. It don't matter which one you bank with, it's a franchise. When you bank with one of these banking franchises and you got a problem with account that you got through them, you actually they try to send you through the automation, but it's actually a way to talk to a real living, breathing human being that can actually tell you where the discrepancies lie, versus them sending you to templates of things you can read that essentially don't apply and don't assist you in the areas of problems that you're having and going through. But like I said, I appreciate the thumbs up. I mean, the people that really rock with me, you may be catching it late, but this is how they do my channel. It's like I said, if I was reading off a script and then sending out misinformation and things like that, and throwing people under the bus, or portraying parts of life that's in a salacious way, where people will get sucked into the drama and hopefully start living their life more incorrectly, or incorrectly, because the information they're hearing, they would love that. I would get paid handsomely for something like that, but I don't do anything like that. I don't subscribe to that kind of stuff, because to me that's what's putting a black eye on our people already, from these other people that think they know our people. How can a other person that doesn't have any type of melanin in their skin, doesn't face any kind of the trials and tribulations that we go through, speak about our life? That's why when it comes to hearing music and things like that, in some cases maybe they can speak on certain artists, because we do have some turncoats within our pigmentation that they take the payoff, and they speak how they want them to speak, because essentially they're reading the scripts. They're reading their scripts. They're bound by contracts. I'm not bound by any contract. That's why I get what's the word? I get shunned and things like that. Like I said to the person I was assumingly talking to earlier, I've been on this particular platform for 11 plus years. If some of the things that they had me take down, if I had my full content on this channel, I'll be well over probably, who knows, if not 5 or 6 million views or something like that. But with, oh, you can't have this on, you can't have this on here, this goes against whatever. That's how they falsely keep my channel down. They know I can speak well, so even if they put the dissenters in there, they don't even want the dissenters to come in here, because they know if they come in here, they'll get spanked talking that craziness. Like one of the live streams I did, I had a brother, Sir Bree, come in, and he spanked one of those trolls that try to come in and essentially throw an egg at the show, and egg at the our ethnicity and things like that. And I have people on here that speak with intelligence and facts, and they can't rebuff that. So essentially, if they can't do that, or get you out of pocket by using the what's the word I'm looking for? Let me slow down a little. Language that's demeaning, and trying to put someone down, if they can't get you like that, we'll just blame it on technical errors and technical issues. Just like before, you used to be able to play some music, and what I find crazy, some people play music and receive not one copyright strike. I could play that same music that they had on their particular channel, and I'll get stricken down from it. Now, the music's the same, but what makes me think, if they're getting a pass, that must mean they're a facilitator. They're working with essentially the people. And if you're working with the people, they'll let you do whatever, because essentially you're throwing your people under the bus. And long as you're doing that, you won't receive no fans. It's like what Sosa said to Tony Montana. He said, I hear you're facing some problems in your country. As long as you put in this work for me, you won't do no jail time. You'll just have to pay a little bit of fine, but you still be able to operate freely. Well, essentially, that's what they're doing right now. The people that's, a lapdog for these people, they could do whatever they want. But the people that's going against the grain, and revealing what they're doing behind the scenes, and not supporting these fraternities and mystery schools and certain organizations that try to what's the word I'm looking for? Try to manipulate the common man, or the man that just ain't down with that derogatory plan. They want to make sure your voice isn't heard. They want to make sure your voice isn't heard in the street. That's what I said in one of my last what's up, Reddit Shy, my family. That they want you to be in a certain type of mindset where it's like you're almost on one of them little hamster spin wheels, where it seems like you're running and you're gaining traction, and you're seeing and doing things, but really you're in the same spot. And then afterwards you tired, you drink a little bit of water, you defecate, and you lie in it, because you ain't going anywhere else but what's within that terrarium space. I don't want to be in no terrarium space. I don't want to run the rat race. I want to run freely. I think that's how all brothers and sisters should do, is being able to run freely, not play by anybody's fictitious rules. Because matter of fact, the people that essentially set the rules, they're not playing by those rules. You can please believe they ain't playing by the rules that they're setting out for you. They're doing whatever they want to. So I'm gonna do whatever I want to. I'm a circumvent all the BS that you're trying to preach out here. Like you the Most High. The Most High rises in the sky every day. There ain't no stopping it. They may run overcast. They may have the weather machine that kind of puts a damper on it, but it's not stopping it. if you get up in one of them aerial planes, or if you're in a higher latitude, you'll still be able to see, what delivers the electromagnetic vitamin D to your melanated skin. We don't got a problem with, our skin having complications from, that golden ball in the sky, you know. But it seems like the ones that, really don't care for us, they're the ones that's receiving all the issues from, the Most High giving. But they want to cause the obstacles. I won't say the hell. They want to cause the obstacles on the earth for us. With that being said, hopefully all these unnecessary complications have been handled. You're hearing me loud and clear. I see people's been liking a particular live stream. I see Ready Shy got in here. Are y'all not having abilities to be able to come in, or what's really going on? Like I said, the hotline number is open. It's pinned to the top. If you want to call in and, voice your opinion on whatever. I mean, I done got away from what the actual topic was. I said, are you Gucci? But essentially, it still plays into hand what it is. Are you good, even though they try to throw all these booby traps and, potholes and, things to hinder you, checkpoints and things. Are you still Gucci? Are you still good, even though they do all that? Hopefully you are. Let me see. I'm going to try to delete all these extra ones that they put up here of the hotline number. It was only supposed to be one. I don't know why it's multiples, but that just shows how they get down. Ready to Shy, what you doing on this Friday night? Are you chilling? Do you got a cocktail? Did you fix up something scrumptious for you and yours? I mean, how's your night going? How's everybody's night going for that matter? I done kind of my opinions, what I needed to voice my opinions on. Hey, it's up to y'all to, add to the gumbo pop mix of what we can dialogue and talk about. Well, I ain't gonna get into that, but yeah. Like I said, hopefully everybody's night's going all right. What's so crazy? Almost probably half of this content so far is filled with, them trying to, not do the right thing. They're doing opposite of the right thing. They're doing the wrong thing. Oh, you said it's cool. Just got in the city a few hours ago, just sipping. Where are you? Oh, okay. You're in the city, but okay. I feel you. Hey, well, let me know if I could get up with you. I'll just say it like that. Let me know if I could get up with you since you're in the city. Glad to hear that you're in the city, even though the city's kind of, it's kind of on icicle mode. We had like six degrees around here. Matter of fact, I want to say it feels like it's 13 below or something. So, it's real chilly around the town right now. But that's all right. As long as you got a nice operating vehicle, a nice humble abode, the little teepee that you're able to kick off your moccasins to, that's what's up. Like I said, hopefully everyone's night's going all right. It ain't been I'll say it like this. I guess they throw that stuff at the beginning to try to discourage, so people they figure, they're people, they get upset and get mad and they want to give up. No, it ain't no giving up. It's just like, why are you choosing to be so idiotic? I don't understand that. I don't understand idioticness. I think most of us don't understand idioticness. That's why we always use the TF when we're texting. Like when something ill done happen, we use the TF. I can't say what it means, but I'm idiotic. You may be idiotic. You may wake up and look in the mirror like, man, I'm a disconfigured, creature. maybe I'll project this out onto, people that don't look like me, people that skin is all nice and smooth, and got some tone to it. Let me project that hatred out onto them. But it don't work. That's another thing. I think we got to start. I mean, some things it can't be helped, but other things, when they try to trigger you, when they try, oh, you're this, you're that. Well, as long as you're not touching me, as long as you're not hindering, me feeding myself or any of my loved ones, that little, little that little child's game play that you're trying to run is not going to affect me. But do any other lather, then it might be something. But usually, hopefully, if it's that bad, it'll reach a level where I guess you develop amnesia from it being so from what you dealt out. It'll be 10 times or 20 times worse than what you thought you was trying to do. I'll say it like that. It's just funny. It's like I could already see how 2020 started off. That was you know the beginning of, I guess, what we're seeing now. But how this year is starting off, I can already see going forward. You think about it like this whole new decade, we're essentially, even though you count 2020 as the first year of the decade, but it's like the first year into the decade. And then, we count up to what, 9 more years, not counting this year, and it'll be 2030. And just thinking at 2030, what will be going down in 2030 that was totally different from 2020? Because I know 2000 was nothing even like how what's going on right now. Think about 2000, it was, people was like, oh, okay, this particular military leaders getting into the military office, because that's what I call it. It's the military. They control the military of the world. They got bases all over the world. So the military commander in chief. That's all. Military commanders in chief. I don't call it what they call it. I call it what they're executing across the world, and that's the military commander in chief. That's in the what they call Oval Office. How will it be? Because that one back in 2000, that's when 2001, that's when it implemented, oh, well, now we got to stop all the flying. Nobody can fly. Or now once we reboot, we got to have these checkpoints where essentially, we got to search you down. But essentially, weren't people getting searched down beforehand? No. Now, think about it like this. People that are young enough don't remember. Say someone flied in your town. I used to remember this. It'd be people flying in your town, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm at your airport," and you could go out there and you could, you can either pick them up and be in corner somewhere, or go out there and eat at one of the restaurants out there, and there be no thing. Think about what happened if you try to do that now. You wouldn't be able to. You would have to purchase a ticket to go back there. So that's a hindrance of you meeting with people. That's flying all across the world. That's the first level of essentially disassociating with people, because you figure if the technology is moving, someone can hit you a text like, basically, hey, get a return ticket and all this. It ain't really costing you nothing. They want to add costs and checkpoints everywhere. Now it's like, okay, I could say back then it was probably still some payphones left. It probably was not many around, but it was still some payphones left. Now it's no payphones left. I haven't seen a payphone in, I will probably say, maybe 5 years, if not more. It's different times. They want to track everything you do, everything. Think about it like this. Me and family was talking about this. It's like it used to be a time where you could, it'd be say spring. You're just striking out one of your toys that you done have put away in the wintertime. You done got it fresh washed and waxed. You just peeled out one of your outfits that you've been having laying in the back of your closet with some new footwear to hit the streets with. Your hair is looking right. You got a fresh cut. If you got hair, if you got your hair re-dreaded or whatever, you're on point. You're looking on point. You got your stuff smelling good. You strike your car out. It's a nice sunny day, clear skies, not no overcast, and you could bend corners. I'm talking in the lather years, maybe I say 20 years back, and you can see someone walking. Females walk sometimes if they had kids with strollers. They're pushing the strollers with their new little babies, or they it might be a female walking with her sister or something like that, and a brother could say a little something, pull over, and get a conversation going. That was more common. In this day and age, I'm not saying it can happen, but it's less likely to happen, because now it's like, well, the conversation like, well, I got my AirPods in, I can hear you, so they ain't even hearing you. So that means you trying to yell. So then they're looking like, who's this strange dude yelling at me? And it's a disconnect because people are so what's the word I'm looking for? They're not used to having conversations besides saying something on a post or something like that. So to actually say something, it's almost like when we start writing, like handwriting. Like it used to be handwriting, I have to say it done affected me. I used to have good penmanship on handwriting. I could write all kind of things in letters, and my handwriting would be cold, had compliments on it. But since now we text and send emails and things like that, you don't really write too much. So when you do find yourself writing, it almost look like chicken scratch, unless you're really starting to get into rewriting and all that. And a lot of people that didn't have, when this came into, they don't even write cursive or anything like that. So that's what I'm saying, getting out of practice of things. So if you're getting out of practice of having a conversation, you ain't gonna have the right things to say. You're gonna say things that's idiotic. Well, let me see. You said they trying to spin wheel you. They hating for real. Oh, of course they trying to spin wheel me. But like I said, this will all be picked back up in replay. I guess they can't stop that. I mean, they'll try to delay it, but they can't stop that. And then you said, because a lot of people can't spell. Also, yeah, a lot of people can't spell. But you figure we got technology now. You can go into your phone and you can be like, how do you spell appearance, if you didn't know how to spell appearance, and it'll tell you, and then you could write it down. Or right now you don't even have to write it down. You could just, okay, let me select that word, copy paste it, go along with typing what other words I do know. Oh, I don't know this word. Matter of fact, I'm super lazy. Let me just speak everything and then put the right punctuation in where I need to put the punctuation in at. That's where we're at with the technology. You think people think you could copy and paste your way to the top, and in some cases you may get away with that. But when it comes to actually putting down demolitions and things like that, it doesn't work like that. And that's where a lot of people get L's and fails and things like that, because I look at it like this: we come from when it wasn't, you didn't have a computer in your pocket, when you had actual flip phones that are reserved for them old family members that refuse to go to smartphones and things like that. We come from the pager times, and come from actual trying to find pay phones, and put your demonstration down on the pay phone before shoot over to someone's house or something like that, if you was lucky enough to go to their crib and things like that. This is a whole new day. Like I said, like the movie always watch it. American Gangster with Denzel Washington. At the beginning of the movie, it shows, he's with his old school mentor, gangster mentor, and it shows how they carried out things at that particular time. But it also shows he was at the ending stages of being in control. So he's coming into a store that's a department store. They didn't have department stores back then. They had like in the olden days, it was like little mom and pop spots, not like big Walmarts and things like that. It wasn't big big giant buildings like that of stores. So seeing on that level that was portrayed in the movie, that was all new. That was like something not being used to, like impersonal, because mom and pop stores are essentially like, oh, how can I help you? It's someone one-on-one with you, versus you go into a big box store, everybody's walking around doing their thing. You gotta damn near seek someone out to get some help. But essentially, that was Denzel's day of taking reign. So we all know how the movie went. But go all the way to the end, and Denzel was behind the wall for so long, and he got released. When he got released, it was a whole new day. This wasn't his day. His young brothers riding drop top, L dogs, bumping systems. When he comes from, the doo-wop era and things like that, this is a totally different type of scene. People wearing track suits and jogging suits and things like that. It's a whole different era. Yes, you could somewhat adapt, but it's not your time and place. It's a difference. This thing that's essentially how I look at it. I remember, like I said, striking out your toy that you don't have put away in the winter time and pulling it out and bending corners and going to people's houses that where people congregated at, because I say this, every melanated brother done known a partner or cousin, or even if it was your own family member's house, where everybody could come and chill. And any time of the year they'd be like, oh, okay, at this time of the year it's popping, everybody pulls up and congregates. It's no issue. It's really not no places like that. I'm not saying it's totally gone, but it's really not any places like that anymore. It's, and especially since this whole little situation popped off with the, you gotta, we can't congregate so many people. They don't want you associating. They want you stuck on, essentially Fear Factor all the time. Like the show that used to come on NBC, Fear Factor. You got to be scared like all the time. I even seen it back when in the 2001. You're supposed to be scared of these people that's Arabic, and you got to be scared of them, because you see what they did in New York and in DC and all this. You should be scared. No, why? Because I go to the corner store and I see all these people, and they sell me, if I need a blunt or a Swisher and all this, they sell me this all the time. They've been here, so why are you trying to say I need to be scared? It's just another marketing ploy so you can make money. That's what people need to realize. That's what it really boils down to and comes down to. All these scared things. Because, like the thing I posted, and I also know that they don't send on your feed the affirmations I post. I post my affirmations all the time. Some to have to go all the way to my page to see what I post, but they're not showing it in the feeds. But I posted, essentially, it was in a doctor's office. And it was a trash can, just a regular trash bin, and it had all the masks just piled up in it. When people were done with their masks, they throw it in there. Well, if this particular thing we're going through is so tragic and bad, why isn't the mask in a biohazard bag? I mean, you all been to hospitals or clinics, and you don't seen that pinkish hue color biohazard bag that houses syringes, it houses certain gloves and all, whatever, whatnot, and it goes in there because it can contaminate you. That's why it's called biohazard. It's bio warfare. Through germ warfare. So if this thing we're going through is the same thing, why isn't those particular items that are up against a person's face treated the same way? That would lead me to believe it's really not about that. It's really about we're trying to make the masses be obedient. You know, just think about it like the no shoes, no shirt, no service. Try to walk in a store without a shirt. You know, before all this happened, you wouldn't be able to because you ain't got no shirt on. You ain't got no shoes. You can't come in here like this. Why? Because if something happens to you, we'll be liable. You know, if say something just jumps off one of the walls and it penetrates your skin or something, we would end up being liable. So for us not to be liable, essentially you have to have these bare minimum articles on. Well, same goes with this. Well, we don't want to be liable for what they're putting down to the masses because this is what the TV said. This is what the uh, you want to call them governor, but essentially they run the what is that? The troops that are within all cities. What are they called? The National Guard. We don't want to disturb what the leader of the National Guard done said, because that's essentially what the governor is. You think about it like this: the governor's sending in troops, the National Guard of that particular state. So they control the National Guard. The one that sits in the Oval Office controls the military at whole, on a grander scale. So I don't buy that. Oh, this is like the world of duality. Oh, they're really this. No, they're let's say what they actually are. That's like saying, oh, that person's a nice guy. But then you also know this person is, they done been putting demos down. Like, no, he gets down. I'd rather address him as that than, the nice family guy. No, he gets down. That supersedes all that other stuff that you want me to think about. Because then you know how they move then. At least, in my humbled opinion, that's how I look at it. But with that being said, I appreciate you listening. Hopefully, you come back for the replay and you can hear me all the way clear without breaks and things like that. And have a good night. Join me again. Hey, and if you haven't liked this particular live stream, go ahead and like it. That would be phenomenal.